I used to focus only on hurts. I had many gifts, but I was my own curse. But hold up, wait a minute, stop that. I need to focus on now, not that.
Get your mind right and your money tight.
Hey, welcome to the smooth jazz section of the show.
But I'm not the same. I'm not the same.
What we thinking? And I'm one of your hosts, Influence. And to the right of me, I got Bryson.
Hello.
What's going on, Bryson?
What's going on? Oh, man. What's going on?
How's your last couple of weeks been? You know, we got to start the show with the updates.
It don't even feel like a couple weeks in between. Like,
yeah,
because I noticed that.
Well, I think because of when it goes up.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's only been a week since it went up, but it's been 2 weeks since we recorded. So, yeah, I tried. That was a long one, even though it got cut down a lot.
It did?
We had like 3 hours worth of stuff on there last week. So check that out. I think it was pretty good. But, yeah, so what's been going on last week?
Working on eating better. I have to for my health, you know.
True.
Trying to get more fiber in my diet, you know, less fat, eating less fatty foods. You know, I'm becoming really good at reading the nutrition facts on the back of things that I eat, that I buy.
Oh, okay.
For food.
Yeah, I always look at the labels. I've been looking at the labels for like 20 years. Before the labels were
I've been
all
looking
labeling.
for a while, but now I'm looking at almost everything on there.
Yeah, it's cool. I asked, I don't know if I at a restaurant. I asked, and or the person next to the table next to me asked. I can't even remember. That's the damn shame. For the nutrition, and they came and brought a book.
Yeah,
they came and brought like a separate book.
I've done that
because it's like a law. Like they gotta have nutrition facts now. People don't know that. That's why a lot of times it's in the menu, depending on where you go. But this place was like, you know, they had little paper menus. They were kind of upscale, I guess. And so, yeah, they brought the book. It's like everything they have, all the nutrition information. So that's dope.
Yeah, I've done that before. I did it at Red Lobster, and I chose.
Oh, yeah.
I chose my meal. I chose my meal from the booklets. The binders.
The binders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Whole ass binder.
Yeah, and that worked out. There was, you know, they didn't give me no fuss. They just brought them out.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't be doing that tonight.
Oh, pizza.
Yeah, Pizza Friday.
How's your cholesterol?
My cholesterol is shitty. Nah, it used to be. It was. Last time I looked. Last time I got tested, it was like
I'm not laughing at that. I'm sorry. That just sounds like such an old question to ask. Like,
yeah, how's your cholesterol?
Yeah.
Oh, I was listening to Nas Untitled, and when he said that, when he was like when he was describing I forget what song that was. I think NIGGER, we are much more. When he's like, old women discuss their sugar levels. I'm like, well, damn. Like, I'm there now. I'm discussing levels and cholesterol and blood pressure. I got blood pressure cuff. I be taking my blood pressure every day. Trying to make sure I'm right because I want to stay around for a long time.
So you said your cholesterol was shitty.
Yeah, it was shitty. Last year I went and I actually changed my diet a lot since then. And I, in moderation now. Like maybe, well, it's been like, I haven't been getting pizza every week. I've been doing it every other week. But last week I did order a stromboli. So I fell off. Because it's the cheese, man.
Yeah.
It's the cheese.
Yeah, the dairy.
Yeah, the cheese gotta go. The cheese, the casing, man, the casing. I was watching Elevation the other day, and you saw that? Elevation with Anthony Mackie and
no.
The girl that played Deadpool's girlfriend.
No.
Yeah, that was a pretty good movie. I was listening to Anthony Mackie talk too about like taking roles, and now I know why. Now I know why. I see all them roles on Netflix and shit. Like I see all them different roles.
What you mean?
Well, he was saying diversity, like having diversity and
Okay.
working and like there's not a lot of working actors, which I always know. Like actors, people always just see stars, but there's like 80% of the people aren't working. 80% of actors aren't working because there's only so many roles. So, I mean, you can even say they're amateurs, but they're not. They worked before, but they're just not working now. So he was saying when you get pigeonholed into different roles, you only got that role to as your portfolio or roles like it. Like we do a lot of the same roles.
Yeah.
So he was like, you know, I went Juilliard, I did this, I did that, did Broadway, I do this, I'm this, I played a gay man, I did all these different type of roles.
And what did he play a gay man in?
What movie was that? I know people was criticizing too, because he was like, because his brother's gay, and he's like, you know, I did a role to try to understand my phobias and all that stuff. So I picked this role. People was like, what is there not to understand? What is there? And I'm like, well, that's from your perspective. Like his perspective, he had, you know, because he said, let's be real. We grew up in New Orleans, and it was a lot of homophobia, a lot of sexism, a lot of like growing up when he did. He's like, and it just is what it is. Like that's just how we grew up. So I had a lot of hang-ups, and he wanted to. I was looking up the role. He wanted to play. When it came up, he felt like, oh yeah, let me do that. Like I'm not gay, and I would like to expand and try. And I guess people were saying, some people were like, well, gay ain't no different than straight. It's just you like men. But I'm like, you can't really say that. Like when you've been conditioned a certain way all your life,
right?
Then, you know, not necessarily even because I've never been told that it was a bad thing from like my peoples. You know, my uncle was gay. I'm sure that had something to do with it. You know, so my mom and my dad never really said anything, but my mom, you know, she's always been treat everybody how you want to be treated. Like that was her, and that's real. Like it wasn't just a cliche for her. So, I never had no ill will. But growing up in the community, you hear stuff when you start getting older, and kids talk and say stuff, and so you do have prejudices. You do feel a certain way. You don't, you know, you might not. You might be a good person and get past it and be able to look at them and change them. But still, like everybody has those things. So that's what he was saying, and he said he took the role. Oh, brother to brother.
Oh, he kissing.
Yeah, brother. Well, he kissed in Black Mirror too.
Right.
But brother to brother. I mean, I can understand some of the gay community maybe having an issue with that. You know, because he isn't gay, so maybe he don't know some of the nuances that goes on in the community. I don't know if the other dude was, or I'm sure there had to be some consultants.
Yeah, but actors, Tom Hanks played a gay character in
but then people can have the same, and that's what he talked about that too. But people can still have the same feelings towards Tom Hanks as that too.
I've never heard anybody express anything. That
I've never heard anybody. I've never heard anybody talk about Anthony Mackie's role. So, but from hearing like online and stuff just recently, like I've seen people say stuff.
That's interesting. I never heard like anybody say, "Oh well, he's not gay. He shouldn't play a gay character."
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how people feel. I mean, I've seen people voice that, but I don't know how many people feel it's not like well, to me, because I'm not in the community like that, but it seems like it's not looked at the same as race or anything else. You know what I mean? Like another nationality or from another place. and that stuff seems more, and I understand why it's more negative when they get somebody that's just not totally not that to play that. Like that's more problematic. I don't know how much people had a problem with a non-gay person playing gay. Like I just don't know.
I mean, I would imagine it's happened a lot. I've never thought about it. I've watched.
I have, because I've a lot of the roles I've seen, the people were gay, so I thought about that. Like, I think a lot of people think about that though. I think more men think about it though when they see a man play gay in a movie. More straight men. Let me put it that way, because I think they wonder.
I never thought
because
about
I think
that.
a lot of straight men couldn't do that. Like they feel like they couldn't play that role, and that in itself could be a hang up. I don't necessarily think it's homophobia, but these days they call everything homophobia. Like when you have any issue with anything, and I just think it's miseducation and not understanding.
You know what I heard that was interesting? I heard a young gay man express that he has some internalized homophobia.
Yeah, I'm sure. Just like racism. I'm sure it's the same. Like if you've been told all your life that something ain't right, you know what I mean? And whatever that is, that's across the board. Like you're gonna internalize that. That's why when people don't understand their racism sometimes when they're not intending it. Like when you grow up in this system all your life, which is a racist system, it was built by racism. Like it might have changed since then, but still it hasn't changed that much. So you're gonna have some stuff is gonna be there. Only when you confront that stuff and understand why it's there and not scared of it and not try to be like, oh no, that ain't me, that ain't it. I got gay friends, I got black friends, I got whatever, whatever the case may be, however you justify. If you don't do that and you really try to internalize and see where it's coming from, only then you can get past it. But I'm sure there's a lot of people that got, internalized stuff.
Yeah, that's like with me. Like I've realized that I've had certain feelings and behaved certain ways that I don't like. It's like things that racism in this world has brought about in me. Ways of seeing people like and feeling a certain way that I don't like. That I feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. Sometimes it's inevitable and impossible not to. Like it's a human thing. But that's the thing. Like people always want to run from it. Even when somebody does something.
But there's also ways you can not, like you said, when you realize it, you can work on it. You can think about it.
Yeah.
And,
Only if you're empathetic and I think level-headed. There's people that embrace that stuff and keep it. And I don't think they're good people, but they're out there. There's a lot of them that do embrace it and keep it and don't try to look and change and see, the error in what they're thinking, or maybe they'll figure out that it's not an error. But still, I don't think anybody that thinks deeply and looks deeply into it, I think they change. I think everybody does. If they're really, really a good person and really empathetic, like there's no reason not to. Despite how you was brought up or taught or whatever. With the Anthony Mackie thing, we don't went into
we were talking about
conversation.
roles and like
different roles.
Yeah, and I can see how that'd be beneficial. The more you can play, the more people might look at you. Oh, he can play this, he can play that.
And that's what he was saying, because he was like, and now I'm Captain America. He said so, and he know what he was getting to other stuff. He was alluding to some other things. Which one of the big things I think a lot of people had gravitated towards was when he said success was given and not earned.
Mm-hmm.
I understood what he's saying. I think it's not that cut and dry, but I totally understand what he's saying, and I think he's right about that. Like, yes, there's a certain yes, you're not going. There are a few people that are just sitting on the couch and just get a call and they just get handed everything, you know. But I don't think that's the norm. I think more so it's preparation for that moment, and you're prepared, and then you go on to do big things. And that's kind of what he was saying. He was like, he does all this stuff, and he was talking to everybody in the room too. He's like, but somebody said you. He's like, it's somebody that could run faster than you. It's somebody that was behind you that could run faster than you, that probably could catch better than you. But somebody said you know, and you went, and the 10 people that was just as fast, they fell off. And he's like, so why? He's like, a lot of times there's no why. Like, it's just that's it. They said you.
And it's also what you do with it. It's also what you do.
But that's what he was saying. He was like, you know, he prepared, but still it could be people that prepare just as much.
Right.
And be as prepared or even more. But they said you.
True.
So that's what he was saying when he was like, it's given and not earned. And I do see that a lot. I do see that a lot. But
for somebody to be like, it's you had to be there.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, you had to put in that work to get to that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking, like, it was so interesting to me that Tupac got on because a daughter of an executive or something, a kid said, I like this demo. Like, I like this.
Yeah.
And so, you know, he got on that way, but then look at what he did with it, you know?
Yeah.
But that demo had to be there for her to even like it.
But the thing is, it could have been 10 people that would have did the same thing with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't know.
Right.
Because it's a decision. It's the multiverse. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is.
And
really.
I don't know. Like, you may not say you may say you don't believe in this, but what if it was meant for him to get it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe that, but I think a lot of that is the way your gratitude and your preparation. That's what I think.
But like to piggyback off of the Rose conversation, like, you know what I've thought about a lot is like Denzel Washington, right? His success, and like most of the time he's the good guy, right? And I think that lends to the success of his career. I think like picking certain roles like are better for your career than others. Picking roles where you're not. He's died in maybe 3 movies.
Yeah,
you know, he's played the villain in maybe 2.
But he said that he actually, his first role, like he went to was it Belafonte or
Sidney Poitier?
Yeah, Sidney Poitier. I think it was Sidney Poitier. But and that's what he told him. He was like, "Should I do this?" Yeah, and he's like, you know, your first role is going to determine, and that's in life a lot. That's why I tell people, even like college kids, yeah, you're starving and you might be broke, but depending on what business you're in, your first job is going to determine the rest of your career, especially in business. Like the first job you take, like if you take a really low paying job, it could determine the rest of your pay for the rest of your career, depending. So it's kind of like that with roles. I'm sure there's exceptions to everything. So I'm sure there's exceptions.
And even after that first role, like a role, like not to put nobody down or anything, but should I say a name? Like there was
name on.
I don't know how to say his name.
Who's that?
Bubba from Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah, I don't know his name.
I know it's T. Williamson. I don't know if it's Michael.
He's always
or
Bubba.
Mikhail. But T. Williams, right? and that was a great role for him, right? So then he was in one of the, what's that one movie where Final Destination? He was in one of the Final Destination movies.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and
I
his
saw them
character
all.
was killed, right? Killed in a certain way, and I'm like, duh, like you're I don't know how to say it. You're Michael Lee T. Williams. I'm sorry. You're him. Why would you take that role? And I'm thought, well, okay, maybe he needed the money. But I'm like, yo, this role in Forrest Gump, like, was so great.
Yeah, but it might not translate into anything.
But then there's some surprises.
But that's the thing, like, it don't always determine.
Like, what's the dude who played Ghost in the 50 Cent show?
Oh, Chadwick? Not Chadwick.
No.
What's his name? I can't find.
Mari Hardwick.
Marty Hardwick.
So
I be saying Chadwick all the time. His last name.
It might have been my introduction to him, or it might have been like maybe it just was so what you call it? It was just so
what in Four
potent.
Girls?
Color Girls.
Or Color Girls?
Yeah. Like that's what I'm like.
Yeah, and you won't like him after that.
Yeah, I was like, identified him so much with that, and then like
that's what Brenda always says.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then he got but other people know him for Ghosts. So now it's like, okay.
Yeah, if they didn't see that movie,
yeah,
it ain't no more $20 million film stars because it's just the money ain't out there. I don't think nobody's getting $20 million a film, even like Denzel and those.
It seemed like COVID had some sort of effect. Like, have you noticed?
I don't necessarily know if it was COVID. I mean, COVID definitely affected shit.
When COVID happened, I felt like celebrity was dead. I probably said that on this podcast before, but I felt like
I don't think it's COVID though. I think
like and celebrity rose again, but at that time, I felt like everybody was on the even playing field.
Well, it was.
Yeah, and
that's the thing when this was happening to everybody.
Yeah,
like it was something that never happened.
Yeah,
when COVID hit, it put everybody on an even playing field. Like it ain't matter how much money you had. Like you might be able to like find better doctors, but if that shit wanted to take you out, especially in the beginning, like they ain't know what was going on. They ain't know how dangerous it was, and it was more dangerous then. So a lot of things. Even now, I think people forget. Like even though it's only been a few years, I think people's memories are short. Like when COVID hit, like every single person on this planet, it was affected. So everybody's home. Wasn't nobody doing shit. That's why there's all these studies that was happening during COVID, which is cool. Like they studied like social aspects. They studied a whole bunch of different stuff and found all kinds of things. With being social and being in the house and not going out and all that stuff. But to your point, I can see that. Because that's how we was thinking. Like almost everybody was the same.
Like it,
but I always
matter.
thought that anyway. But
because people were worshiping celebrities, and then I just felt at that time it just was like, you saw that.
Oh, it's something bigger going on.
Yeah,
it gave perspective. That's why you had people, actors stop acting, retiring. You had people doing other shit, like I'm going over here. People spend more time with their family. Like it gave you perspective of what really mattered. And I think a lot of that shit didn't matter no more.
Right.
Like celebrity, being famous, all that stuff didn't matter no more. I mean, some people say it never mattered or should have mattered, but it does matter. Like, whether you agree or not, or think it should matter less. That's maybe true, but it does matter.
Like A-list celebrities, like big stars in commercials. Like you still see that today. Like,
well, I think that's always been. Because you don't. The thing is that I don't think people understand is how much money you make from commercials. And yeah, it might have picked up more because they wasn't nobody working, so they needed to do whatever they did. But I think people don't realize how much commercials make, like how much money you make from commercials. You can make millions of dollars doing commercials. Like Flo, I think she made like $26 million or something since she's been with Progressive, and she was a no name. Like she was a, well, I ain't gonna say she was a no name, but she was a comedian, and just just doing little improv, stand up, whatever. When they found her, and now she's like, this is it. And dude, Mayhem, that guy, he was talking about it. He was like, I got my best friends who are actors, they're not working. He's like, they are, some of them are struggling. He's like, I'm not gonna say any names, and some of them are struggling. Some of them living check to check. He's like, in this commercial done afforded me everything I got. He says, so I love it. He's like, I don't care. People come up to me and they know me from Mayhem more than any of my movies, TV shows, all that shit he did. He's like, they know me for this. But yeah, like commercials are lucrative. And I think more celebrities were like, oh, well, let me move on over here.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of celebrities, I think people used to look down on it though. Well, they still do. I think they still do look down on it. Like why are they in this commercial? Depending on the commercial.
I think that's less so nowadays. I
don't know. It's still people that look like this motherfucker doing this commercial. Like you know how much money they getting to do that commercial.
But I would think like I don't know. Just from the outside looking in, it seems like doing a commercial don't really affect someone's career so much. Like it's like a negative so much now. Like I just like Jason Bateman's in the commercial.
You think
that commercial with Jason Bateman? There's a lot of celebrities in that commercial.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like big names, like
yeah.
But
but places, depending on what it is, they always, and that's the thing that people don't. That's how, like insurance commercials. That's a testament to how much money insurance companies make and how much they don't pay out. Unfortunately, because they be getting like A-listers in their commercials, and it's just what it is. Nah, I still hear people say stuff about people in commercials, but
I enjoy some of them commercials. Like when people that
commercials be the best
that are not known people. Like I like that commercial where the guy's like, the people are becoming their parents and he trying to stop them from becoming their parents.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's just funny. I'm like, I do that.
Guess another effect of like COVID is like, and maybe this was happening before, but some stars were created out of COVID online, through the internet.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that was before too, but I think just everybody had so much time that they amplified these platforms to another level.
Yeah.
Like I think during COVID, social media went like crazy, because of that. You had so many people, for one, trying to figure out how they're going to eat, and for two, trying to figure out how they ain't going to go crazy. So social media, it was the only thing, and trying to connect with people. Like we couldn't talk we wasn't in the same room with people. So yeah, social media went crazy during COVID. I remember in November hearing about it, and I was like, this shit gonna be bad. I remember saying that shit, and I was like, this shit gonna be crazy. I didn't think it was gonna be as crazy as it was. I ain't gonna say I predicted that, but I was definitely, when everybody was just like, just nonchalant, and I just kept hearing, because I looked at BBC News a lot and NPR, so I just kept hearing in the morning. I have on my refrigerator, I asked for the morning brief. Samsung sponsor us. Kept hearing like how it was spreading over in China, and I'm like, yo, we need to pay attention. And then it spread to like Europe, and this was like in November, the beginning of December, and I'm sitting there like, yo, this ain't good. Like this shit is spreading and ain't nobody saying nothing. Then I remember at the end, well, December, that was like the terrible year because that's when my mom got sick in December. So that year, and then the following year, she passed in April. But that was 2020. But I just remember in December, I think it full-fledged was March. I can't remember. Was it March? I should remember.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was March. But I remember in the end of December, a group I'm in on Facebook, somebody posted, was like, anybody concerned with this? Like, this look like it's spreading a lot of places. And I was like, yeah, I'm very concerned. I said, you know, I'm not gonna worry myself to death, but I'm keeping an eye on it. I remember saying that, and everybody else was like, nah, this shit ain't gonna be nothing. Nah, they just bullshitting. Nah, whatever. It's the same old bullshit. They just fear mongering, all that stuff. But I was adamant because I just was looking at it, how fast it spread. And sure enough, February, that's when it started, started like more all over. People getting on planes and shit. Shit just started spreading like wildfire. And then it was like Contagion or that movie. Like, I just remember that movie. That in World War Z. This how World War Z was. Like in the beginning, it showed that's exactly what the COVID map looked like. And I was like, oh shit. And then all hell broke loose.
How much do you know about these outbreaks of measles and how concerned should we be about it?
I mean, if you got vaccinated, you shouldn't be concerned at all.
Right.
Like, but a lot of these outbreaks is from anti-vaxxers.
Okay.
Like, they're not vaccinating their kids. You know, a lot of it is that. Like, and it's a lot of the misinformation out on vaccines, and your boy RFK ain't helping the matter any. He's a fucking dunce. Like, and like, it's just, that's what it is. Like, people, why you laughing?
No. Why do you say that?
What?
Your boy.
It's just an expression.
Oh, okay.
I say it all the time. It's just an expression. Just an expression. Your boy. Your boy. I think you're saying your boy,
yeah.
But I'm saying your boy. your boy RFK. Most of the time it's said about motherfucker that ain't your boy. Like, so that is the slang I grew up with that I just ain't get rid of. There's two things in American medical system that they do great, and that's vaccinations and trauma. Like, the medical industry does vaccinations and trauma well, very well. The American medical industry. But other than that, they don't do a lot of other stuff well. Like, there's medical stuff that's coming back that was eradicated, like polio. Like, people are getting polio again because they're not getting vaccinated.
Oh, okay.
There's stuff that, and it called, measles. Measles kill a lot of kids, or they did kill a lot of kids because they're not getting their kids vaccinated. Like, it's crazy to me. Keep them motherfuckers away from me. Keep your rugrats away from me and my kids. But
if you and yours are vaccinated, then it's not a problem, right?
It shouldn't be, but still. Like, you don't know. Might stop working. That's the other problem. When people start getting it again, like, it start mutating, and then the vaccines that we had won't work no more. So now we gotta make new vaccines that the same people ain't gonna take. Not that you can't get good stuff from YouTube videos, but do more research than that and just watch.
That's my bag.
Just watching a random
YouTube videos.
Yeah, don't do it.
That's my bag.
Gotta do better research than that.
I do Google too.
No. You gotta look at sources. You gotta look at where the information come from. Like, where, either way too. I tell people all the time, like, if something confirms your bias, do research on that too. Like, make sure where it's coming from. Cause
sometimes I'll see conflicting things. Like,
I mean, it's always gonna be conflicting because it's two different motivations, as I say, two different motivations. Because I give an example. Me being a vegetarian, I see something that says meat is great for you, and I'm like, oh, damn. Not that I'm a vegetarian because I don't want to eat too much meat, but you know, some people are different reasons why they're vegetarian and vegan. You know, but for me, it was health wise. But you might see an article saying, "Oh, meat is the greatest thing in the world. You can eat 3 meals a day, red meat." And there's a lot of carnivore dieters and different keto diets and different stuff like that.
Yeah,
where people will.
Yeah, because I saw one and it's like very like
It's just meat.
interesting, and it had me wanting to do it. And but then you have other evidence saying other stuff saying no, you know, stay
But that's
away
the
from
thing.
red
Like
meat.
that like the one article I'm thinking about was written by, and I had to go down a rabbit hole because I saw who was written by. Then it's like, yeah, this person is such and such of the national whatever. And then you look at that organization and you see that they are a proponent of the meat organization. Like the cow people and whatever they're called, I don't know, but the people that raise cows and stuff, they're paying them. So you're like, oh, well, you can't take this for face value. And it's vice versa too. I've seen where it'd be like a vegan thing, and it's like, well, this is great for you and you don't need any extra anything. Where I know that's false. Like, you do need extra supplementation when you're a vegan. You do need, and I've been a vegan, not just vegetarian. So you don't get, there are some stuff that amino acids that you can't get when you're just vegetables. There are some amino acids in meat that you can get synthetically, or they take it out and, you know, they do some stuff to it. I know some vegans don't even want that.
Right.
But I mean, what you're gonna do? It's not a byproduct after that. It's chemically changed, so it's not, you know, it's not a byproduct of the meat. It's synthesized or whatever.
Yeah, but if animals suffer,
but that's what I'm saying. It's not taking it from an animal. So
wait,
it's
it didn't come out of an animal.
I mean, it might have came from the milk or whatever, but it's a synthesized amino acid. Like you could find sustainable, cruelty-free ways of that, of getting that. So go that route. But some are like, nope. Like it's no matter what.
An animal.
Yeah. But some people, and even that, like looking up veganism and seeing the different rules, I guess rules. But I've seen where some people won't eat candy because of the byproducts in it. But some people, like some halal people, are like, this is changed. Because it's no longer like chemically, whatever they did to it, they pasteurized it or boiled it or whatever they did to make it this element or vitamin or whatever it is changed. It's no longer a part of that meat system, so they can have it. Like they can eat it. So I don't know. It's just, I think you just got to do a lot of research, like everything, whatever it is, even if it's something that you agree with, you got to look and see where that comes from. Because I've seen a lot of stuff that I agree with that were false, where I almost shared shit, and I'm like, you know what? Let me look this shit up. And I'm looking, then I gotta look deeper, then I gotta look more, look better, look at better sources. Like, there's 100 websites that are run by bots that just got AI stories just posted just to get hits. Like, don't get your shit from there. But people take the first article that pop up and don't take the sponsored article either, because they paid to be first. Like, you know, it might be a good article, but they still paid to be first. So don't just look at that article and be like, oh, that's it.
I just saw something. I saw something on Twitter. I don't even know if I should mention it, but I saw something that said that it was a video. And I don't know if this is a part of the files that were released about JFK. Have those been released yet, his death?
I don't think so.
Oh, but I saw something on there, and
I don't know. They might be. I mean, some of that stuff is probably fine now. Like some of that stuff probably isn't even classified anymore.
What I saw was a video of the driver shooting President JFK.
Oh,
like
yeah, I don't think that's
back.
Yeah, I don't think that's real. Yeah, I've seen that conspiracy before.
And there was a video.
Yeah, I've seen that conspiracy before.
Somebody with a blue check mark. So, but it still might not.
Yeah, I didn't pay to get that check.
I would think. So. I would think I would hear that more places if that came out to be what it was.
That's the thing about conspiracy theories. Like, there's so many people that got to be in on it. I don't understand why people believe some of this. Like, there's so many people that got to be in on it. Like, the government can't even fucking keep anything secret. Like, astronauts are back. See people like, they wasn't in space. Like, I unfollowed somebody yesterday. Somebody, and I'm like, damn, I hate when I find out somebody I really like this stupid. Like I hate that. I hate it. It is, somebody I followed and, somebody I kind of knew. They were a YouTuber too. And I met a couple times and I'm like, they were never in space. They ain't nobody in space. Like they went down they went off the cliff. It was like, ain't nobody in space. We ain't never go to space and all. And I'm like, okay, I can't. And I'm not saying every conspiracy theory is wrong, because there have been a few, but people always use those few as proof that these are true. And I'm like, no, a lot of them aren't true. There's a few. There's a few. It's just like with the vaccines and vaccinations and stuff. They used the Tuskegee experiment as proof. And I'm like, no, yes, we can use that as reasons why we don't trust the government. And I understand reasons we don't trust the medical field and the racism that's in the medical field. But at the same time, like you can't be like, every single thing is just like this. They're giving us shit and not telling us every single thing. Like, and the thing is with the Tuskegee experiment, a lot of people don't even understand that it wasn't. They didn't give them syphilis. They just weren't treating them, which is terrible. And because they were telling them they were treating them, but they were just giving them water to study the effects of syphilis on it was all black people, but which is terrible enough. But a lot of people think that they gave them syphilis. The fuck is going on with this? This shit is like looking like Trump. You saw Trump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was so funny. I just sent you that picture. They said this is him to the next day, and he had like bandages all over his face, and he was like, it was very distressing.
Shoot, Bill, I was watching the Bill Burr special. It's good. It's called Drop Dead Years on Hulu, and he was saying like, shoot, when you get to his age, like 8 hours sleep is the new pussy. Like, if you get 8 hours sleep without nobody bothering you.
Oh yeah.
I was feeling it.
I don't think I can sleep 8 hours. Like I be having the time, but like I don't know. I just wake up.
I wake up in the middle of the night every night.
Oh yeah,
I get on my phone and I'm up a couple hours, and that interrupts my.
Of course. Why would you get on your phone?
It's just a habit now.
Yeah, that's terrible. Like that's terrible. That might be worse than staying up. Waking up and getting on your phone. Yeah, your sleep, your circadian rhythm is probably all fucked up. Circadian rhythm. Yeah, I've been trying to go to bed at the same time every night, even though it's late. Like it might be like 1 a.m. Sometimes if I don't have to get up early, like 2 a.m, I try to get to sleep by at least 1 a.m. every night, because I will stay up past it, even when I gotta get up to go to work. It's just a habit. It's not even a habit. I saw somebody post a meme the other day that say ADHD people, and I'm not diagnosed, but I do think I got some ADHD. And they were like, ADHD people stay up late as hell just to feel like they have some time alone, and that's how it is. Like I be staying up late because even if I do stuff by myself during the day, like it's not what I want to do. You know what I mean? So when I'm here and it's late and everybody's asleep, I feel like I got alone time. Like I feel like it's alone. So that's why I stay up. Like I get my 4 hours of alone time. Like I need a lot of alone time. But I don't get it. I mean, I do get it now. I get a whole bunch because my lady's she goes to the gym a lot.
How's that working out? Is she like getting the results she wants?
Oh yeah, she lost like 40 pounds.
Oh, nice.
Since the last time.
So she still has a trainer.
Yeah. She's training. She goes to like spin class. Like even when she ain't training, she trains a couple days a week, weight training. But then she has like a boot camp class, where they be doing some real shit, and then she goes like spin and hip hop dance, stuff like that. But she been doing her thing, and she look good. Like she got in shape and she got right.
Nice. You ever want to join her?
I do, but I don't know if she want me to, because that might be her alone time. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know, because I brought it up a couple times and she didn't seem too enthused.
Okay.
Or maybe she just ain't enthused with me right now. So maybe that's just what it is. But I mean, like it. Yeah, I don't know. So I didn't want to oppose, because I know how that is. Like there's certain things that I like to do by myself that I want to do by myself. So I ain't pushed the issue. I think I'm gonna join the gym though, because I'm just not getting a proper workout here. Even though I got the weights and stuff, it's not the same. Because then there'll be something like I follow a regimen on Body Space or bodybuilding app. So they have different programs. There's like 4 weeks and it gives you different exercises to do every day. But when I'm here, I'm trying to modify shit and I don't have the bars and I don't have all the stuff that you need. So then I just get discouraged and I just be cutting my workout short sometimes, because I'll be like, I gotta skip that. And then I end up doing the same exercises every day. So I'm like, I gotta join the gym. There's so many gyms around here. So I think I'm gonna join one of these gyms. I saw Vonnie interview Method Man's kids.
Oh yeah,
Xaviera. Check her out, Xaviera B. Or Ice Cream Convos, more like it.com. But yeah, she was interviewing Method Man's kids. It was cool, because it's cool when some people's kids, especially men's, because you don't see it as much, like talk about their dad like very favorably. And I just saw the excerpt, but because she had asked them what you want people to know about your dad, and they were both like, because it's a girl and a boy, and they were both like, who you see is exactly 100% who he is. And he's like, everything you see on TV, like when he's not acting, he's 100%, that's him. Like he's a good dude, and he taught us, he instilled in us to be that way. And I thought it was cool, because she was giving props and her brother was agreeing, but she was talking more than him, I think, on that clip. But yeah, it was pretty dope. It was cool to see. Only turtle I know is Entourage.
Well, it's just interesting to me. He appeared on an episode of Pop the Balloon, because his opinions on that show, he got fired from his job.
Oh yeah.
And then so he got hired on a reality TV show, and he's been like a fixture on the internet lately.
Yeah, that's the thing that you gotta be careful with.
To me.
It's funny because it's funny you bring that up, because I just did trainings at work, and I do the trainings. It's like the same trainings we gotta do every year. So I just did did the social media and out of work conduct training, and I was like, damn. That's how I'm always. I'm not too much anymore scared. I used to be scared. Like when we was putting out music, like I used to be, kind of careful. And I think that's why I didn't promote as much as I should have at times because of my job. But yeah, I mean, jobs have people always screaming freedom of speech, but that's not freedom of consequences. And if your job has a policy about social media or your conduct outside of the job, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it.
What's in the policy?
Well, in our policy, like anytime, even if you're not working outside of the job, if you conduct yourself in a way that doesn't reflect well on, or that they feel doesn't reflect well, I mean, you can be disciplined, including termination. So now, depending on what it is, like I think you could fight it because that's very subjective. I think. I mean, it's the same thing with dress codes and stuff. That's another issue that's been coming up. Like there's been a thing on TikTok where they call siren outfits. Women go like they're risky outfits and they're going to like business jobs wearing them, trying to see, if they'll get disciplined or if anything will happen to them. Because it's kind of like the fighting back to the kind of like what we talked about before with it's all kind of respectability, politics, and who makes these rules. Like who it's some stuff that's clear cut that probably is going to get you in trouble if you're saying online. But other stuff, who's making these rules? Like one thing that I find offensive could not be offensive to somebody else, and vice versa. And so how that stuff is navigated. But I know that one lady, everybody's like on her, like how stupid can you be? She had her job was like she made like $200,000 a year, and she fucking got fired from that shit, and she was on like TikTok talking about it and stuff because of what she wore to work, which her outfit was. I mean, but then you can look at it like it's policing women, and I think that's what they're looking at it. Like that's why they're kind of doing this. It's kind of like a protest thing.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm like, it's a fine line. You gotta walk a line. Like I don't like our dress code at work. I don't feel like it makes me a better person because I'm dressed, and I don't adhere to our dress code at work. And I've been there for 22 years, so people don't fuck with me too much. I'm sure if somebody complained, I would hear it. I've had it in the past. I've heard it in the past. But that was when I was in Trenton at the main office mainly, and I still was like, fuck it. So a couple times, I had to change my stance, and I'm appropriate where it's appropriate. Like I was dealing with the court stuff, so when I had to go to court, them days I had to go to court, I respected the court. The court wants you to dress up, like wants you to wear a tie, so I respected the court, and I wore a tie and a shirt. When I was in the office, I wore jeans, which we're really not supposed to. But don't nobody come in our office. Like it's stupid to me.
Yeah.
Like why I'm dressing up for other people, for the other workers, is doing this. Well, not the same thing. We all got different jobs, but basically they're working, doing the same thing I'm doing. Like why I'm impressing them? If I go to a meeting, I dress accordingly. Like I dress accordingly. But yeah, everybody was like on her, which I can kind of understand because I don't know if I would risk that for a TikTok. That is kind of, I don't like to call people that ain't dumb. I don't know her. Like I don't know her beliefs. I don't know how she thinks. So I'm not gonna call her dumb. But yeah, she had $200,000 a year job and lost that shit in this economy. Like woo, come on, man. I know people was like, I wouldn't take it that far. People was like, man, I'll be wearing whatever the fuck they tell me to wear. They can tell me to wear this a ski mask with a top hat and tie a tie around my dick, and I'm coming to work with the tie flapping. He's like, listen, and I'm like, I wouldn't take it that far, but I understand.
I was listening to Dr. Mark Lamont Hill talk about his ideas on prison, and he has different ideas on it, and he leans more towards alternative routes, possibly, like for rehabilitation, for treatment. He says like a lot of people don't necessarily deserve to be, or he don't believe they should go to jail. They should be treated.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole premise of prison in the first place, was for rehabilitation.
Yeah,
but it's not that.
Yeah,
like prison is for profit. Like, that's basically it now. Like these prisons are making profits, and it's free labor. Like they're using them for free labor, slave labor basically, and that's what it is now. It's good old capitalism, as with everything else. But I agree with that. Like I agree with that. It's a lot of people, working in the prison, being in the prison, being in jail, getting arrested. Like you see a lot of stuff. And I don't think, like, there's a lot of people, especially in the county. Like when you're in the county, like it could be somebody waiting to go to prison that killed somebody, and somebody else sitting there with a warrant for 3 tickets. You're all just sitting there together, and you're all just in jail. You're just all the same, and it's not like a murderer. I believe they should be paying a price, like they should. But there's a lot of people that don't need to be just locked up, and especially these days. Like if prison was what it should be, it was rehabilitation and focused on that, it might be okay. But it's not. It's not that. It's just housing to keep people away from society, and now it's for profit and free labor. So a lot of people shouldn't be there. And you saw that, like we talked about COVID earlier. That's what happened in COVID. Like they started letting people out that weren't nonviolent offenders and that had did most of their time or whatever. Like even some violent offenders was getting out. But yeah, they looked at it, was like, well, we don't need all these people here. Like just let them out. Like just let them all out.
And it was like conducive to like the spread of COVID, right?
Yeah, from being in that close quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's scary. I had somebody close to me that was locked up during COVID, and the start, and like until recently, not too long ago. So, and the stuff they used to talk about and things is like, damn, like it was a lot going on in there. But they ain't know either. And just imagine you just in this little ass cell with other people, and you can't go nowhere, and you just hearing on the news, they just watching the news like, yeah, this shit is spread, you should stay away from people, like, and you just in this big ass mess hall eating with hundreds of people that already had mad health issues, a lot of them, and it's crazy. It's crazy. But I agree with him. Think about it now, like I think about going to, like maybe working at a that's really what I wanted to do, work at like a youth facility, like a detention center or something, as a social worker. I applied a couple places that didn't get hired. But then I got trapped into the job I'm in. I always say I got the state trap, where like in social work, this is probably the most money I would ever make in social work, working for the state. Like, and let me just put it this way. When I first got out of college, I had a few jobs, but then when I settled with the state, I think I was starting, and this was 25 years ago. I was starting 23 years ago. I was starting Yeah, 23 years ago. So what was my starting salary? 35. I think 35,000 was my starting salary. That was with the state, and every other job I applied, it was jobs telling me, and I only need a bachelor's degree to get that. It was jobs. A lot of jobs was telling me I need a master's degree, and the jobs that weren't telling me I need a master's degree were like $23,000 a year after spending 4 years in college. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, I was making that working for a group home, like with no degree, just working. And, you know, I worked overtime, but still I was making more money than that. And that's fresh out of school, like with loans and all that shit. So I call that the trap. Like I got trapped in the state because then you get the increment raises like every year or so, which is built into your contract. So then you start working so long there that it's hard to quit because you're gonna take a massive pay cut if you quit.
Yeah.
And now like it almost would be impossible for me because I didn't go back to get my master's or to get any further because I didn't need it. So right now, you know, making what I'm making, I don't want to tell my business, but I make very good money, and there's not many places I could make that with a bachelor's degree. Right. Even now with 20 years experience, they would be like, nah. I might be taking like a $40,000 pay cut if I go somewhere else. So yeah, so it's the trap. It's the money trap. Where your lifestyle builds, toward with your money.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I mean, I'm learning now that to try to stay the same, the more money I make, to try to keep somewhat, keep a rein on it. But
live beneath your means.
Yeah, I try. Addiction.
Oh yeah, I just was I saw an A&E documentary on YouTube, and it says man's obsession with hookup apps puts him in danger. Now, that title is clickbaity.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't happen in the show, right? It's more so about two different people who are.
I thought.
Go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I thought it was saying it put him in danger because he was addicted to it. But I didn't. I think you watched it. You saw the thing.
Yeah,
I didn't see
it. I thought, he was on one of them apps and he met up with somebody and something happened. That got me to watch the.
Well, I think that's why they would say it like that. Yeah. Because they do want people to think that.
Yeah.
Because it's probably clickbaity, but not clickbaity. Like clickbait is when it has nothing to do with it, with what they say.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a clickbaity title because you can't think like that.
Yeah.
I just thought the different way, which is probably how they wanted to word it like that for. But the people that think the other way, like something happened, like somebody didn't try to kill him. That I'm sure they knew that people would think that.
You thought put him in danger as it's unhealthy.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was thinking. But that's how I think because, being a social worker, that's what I was thinking about. So I was like, yeah, I see it all the time. I see it with my clients. And they have, they have cognitive disorders. So it's really not good for them. But a lot of them's addicted to that shit. They be going off. Like if they ain't got their tablet or their phone, yeah, they fucking wild out. I deal with people with impulse control issues and things like that. So they have other stuff going on with them. But it's the same thing. Like it just, we can disguise it a little better. It's not outward, and it might be inward. Like you might be feeling it, like feeling that depression, that irritability that comes with not having your fix.
Oh yeah, there was so what this show is about is what you're saying. There's two different people they look at and they're addicted to their devices, whether it be phones, tablets, and their families are trying to intervene, and they have like, they have people that come to help them and put them in programs to try to help them, or to see if they want to take the help. Yeah, and one of a guy, it's a woman and a guy, and the guy was like, one of the things he said is one day he went to work and he was just so into his phone and stuff, and he said, I don't want to go to work. I just rather be on my phone.
That's a real addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a real addiction. Like that's one of the criterias of addiction is when it hurts other aspects of your life. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he got it bad.
Yeah, like, so he had it. He had it bad. They both by the end of it,
is that the one where better. I saw the girl? I saw her talking, and she was like, I want to be on my phone or I want to need my tablet right now. Like I want to get on it right now or something. She said.
I don't know. I don't remember that part. I do remember that the woman in it, she someone came to see her and talk to her about it, and she agreed to spend the night off of her devices. And it was like 17 minutes in, she was like, fuck that. Like, I'm getting on my, like, she was like, whatever, I'm getting on. She got back on her devices.
Yeah.
And that whole that 17 minutes seemed like a long time
to her. Yeah.
She looked like she was stressing out.
She probably was. And I mean, it's a real addiction. Yeah. And you know how many people are addicted to their devices? Like, I mean, I'm addicted to it, maybe not to that degree. And I'm actively trying to control it. But like even today, I saw, like while I was putting together and putting up the hot tub, I was like opening my phone, looking, and I think it's part of my procrastination too. For no reason. For no reason. Yeah. Like there's no reason. I'm opening up the phone for no reason. Like I just checked everything. I checked all my apps, which I go through I go through the apps that I look at, and I check them all and post it, whatever. And that was it. I should have been done, and that's what I plan on doing. But then I started working, and then I'm like, because I ain't feel like doing whatever it was I was supposed to be doing. Yeah. So then I'm like, a couple more minutes. It's 12 o'clock. Let me go check my email, and then come back, do a little bit more, and then I'm on my phone again without even realizing it. Like I'm just, and at one point I was like, why the fuck am I on my phone? Like I realized I'm like, why did I just open this for no reason? Mm-hmm. I already looked at it.
What is that reason?
Because I'm addicted to it.
Okay, yeah.
Like it's just it's a habit.
I go through that.
Not even habit, it's addiction. Mm-hmm. Because you can tell, like when you sitting down. What I do now is I put my phone upstairs or I put it somewhere else. Like when I'm watching TV or I'm watching a movie or something, I don't have my phone with me. But I feel myself sometimes like, and then I'll be like, oh, it's not even here.
Yeah.
So I won't get up and go all the way upstairs to get it, which is good. It's progress. But I got to where I'll pick it up. The only place is the movies where I'm very adamant about not touching my phone at all once the movie starts. But other than that, if I'm here, I gotta put my phone somewhere else. But I'm not as bad as them. I can go.
Well, hours, I thought. Well, I don't think I'm as bad as them. I mean, they were before they got better. Mm-hmm. But and I was saying that too. But then, like in part of the show, basically their average.
Screen time
each day was 15 hours a day, and I'm like,
that's a lot.
Well, I'm not that bad. And then I looked at, I have two phones, and then I looked at my screen
right
time.
There, you got two phones like that.
Yeah,
that's bad.
And then I was like, oh snap, my screen time is actually about 15 hours each day. Now I drive tractor trailers, so I wonder if that's partly why. I don't know. Well. I don't know. One day I was on a dating app. Was it last Friday? For 10 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So
like that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Intervention
And I don't
time.
know. It probably wasn't 10 hours straight, but still, like that. I was surprised by that.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't like I told you, I have 5 hours. I average 5 hours screen time on my phone a day. Now that's not counting YouTube. I don't use my phone to drive. I don't use it for maps. And that 5 hours not counting YouTube that I watch on TV, which I only mostly watch YouTube on, and I mostly only watch it on TV. So I look at that like I'm watching TV, which could be bad in itself, watching a lot of TV, but I don't look at it like I'm on my fucking phone and screen time. I just don't look at it like that because I'm looking at programs. Usually they're long form content. Usually I'm watching a movie or a reaction. So that's like at least 45 minutes of video. Like that's all I watch is that, and I watch people play video games. So I don't look at it like that. But I at one time I was addicted to video games, and like you can be addicted to anything. People, I try to tell. Well, I don't try to tell anybody anything no more. But I used to try to tell people like you can be addicted to anything. Anything can be addiction, and anything. It don't have to be addiction for everybody. Like people, you gotta let your biases go. You gotta let your ego go. Because I know a lot of people that I know me personally. When I've said that, people be like, "Oh man, there's some bullshit." Like there's some bullshit because they addicted to this shit. So you can be addicted to anything. Let me leave it at that.
What I realized from the show, and this may be the case in every situation, is that in both cases with both people, there were underlying factors of why they would go to their devices. You know, the guy, it was like he found comfort in it. And both of them really.
But I mean, that's the
woman, she was like running from something.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I mean that's just like a drug addiction. It's the same thing, same exact thing. Like most people aren't addicted to drugs because they just wanted to be addicted to drugs. Like most of them were running from something or used it as a comfort or a self-medicating thing, and they got addicted to it because it's so addicting, depending on what it is. And that's just that's just what it is with addiction. Like that's always the underlining of addiction is running or trying to find comfort in it.
And even with me, like I can admit that I think me being on dating or hookup apps so much is like a way of like I said to somebody before, like when I'm on there, I don't feel so lonely, or I don't feel lonely. It helps with loneliness.
But maybe you need that. Like maybe you need to feel lonely. Just like people need to feel bored. That's the other thing. Like nobody can be bored nowadays. Like soon as they get bored, they're going on their phone or they doing something else or finding something to do. Like being bored is, and I said it in the past and I say it again, I keep saying it. Like being bored is basically your dopamine depletion being revved up. Like you're fueling it. You're filling it, I should say. You're filling your dopamine. Like that's basically what boredom is. And it's a purpose to it. Doing nothing. Like there's a purpose to it. But nowadays people don't do nothing. Because even when they do nothing, they have their phone. And it's like, oh well, I can't just not do nothing. It's a comfort. I gotta be on my phone. That's why people I can't even imagine how like the kids now, I don't know how many meditate or are into that. I know there's a few because I see young people into some stuff. But I just don't understand like how hard that is probably for them. It's hard, period, to meditate. But it's probably like 10 seconds and then they like Like, you know, that shit gotta be crazy. And I've felt like that before, so I know what it feels like. I don't like that feeling. I think that
just the effects that they can have, and then I've experienced it, like just having the brightness up and just looking at it, and then not being able to sleep. You know.
yeah.
But I think that's one of the biggest negative effects it's had on me. I got like unopened mail.
Well, I mean that too. You be ostriching it?
Huh?
You be ostriching your mail?
What you mean?
Is that what you call it? Ostriching. Ostrich is the one that sticks his head in the sand, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's called. I think they call it ostriching, but they usually use it in terms of finances, like where you say you go out on the weekend or something, and you just got your debit card and you swiping, you're not checking your account, and then Monday come and you're like, oh, I don't want to. You know, there's people that be like, I don't want to check the account.
Yeah.
So that's called ostriching, where it causes more harm than good, but people feel like it's cool because they ain't paying attention, but like it's harmful to your financial, health. But,
No, I ain't doing that. Like being on the phone so much, it leads to procrastination, or is like.
Well, yeah, that for me that is procrastination. Like that's one of the reasons I get on the phone is to procrastinate, and that's what I've learned. Like that's one of the only reasons I get on the phone is to procrastinate.
I don't think it is to procrastinate, but being on it, I see it that I am doing that. Like because I'm looking at it like, okay, it's 9:00. Okay, I get 9:15. They ain't gonna hurt nothing. Be on 9:15, 9:15, turn to 9:30.
Yep.
All right, 9:45. Like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, your device addiction is turning into procrastination.
Yeah.
See, I think I'm using it as a tool to procrastinate.
Okay.
Yeah, I think my procrastination is so bad that I feel like I need to be doing something while I'm procrastinating. Or I feel like I'm procrastinating.
Okay.
like it's weird. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but if I'm just procrastinating and sitting here, I feel like shit. And I'll be like, damn, why the fuck ain't I just doing this? Then if I got my phone while I'm procrastinating, I'm like, well, I'm actually doing something. I'm actually I'm checking my email, or I'm checking, I'm doing stuff. It's business stuff in there, and it may be, but that ain't why I'm checking. That's what I mean.
The lady in the episode, right? I got 2 phones, right? She had like 6 phones.
Like a tablet. If it's the same lady, she was like, I got 2 phones and tablet.
More than 2. No, she had like 6 phones. She and a tablet.
I don't understand people that got laptop. I don't even understand 2 phones.
She had
carrying 2 phones.
And
I don't
she had
understand carrying 2 phones.
The display where she had like 3 screens, on her computer. Like, so she had one thing on one thing on another, and whatever else she wanted on the third. Like, it was like, but it kind of made sense because she had a background in like the Navy or something where her job was like in tech, like to watch these certain screens for a long periods of time. So it kind of made sense. And then the dude, he was like, it was interesting because he kept himself looking good. He like for the internet,
Oh yeah.
Like the way he dressed, his haircut, like
so he could take pictures, and post them.
Yeah,
what people do.
I think he's
so trying to get up.
Did he go on 4 dates a day? Like
Jesus Christ!
I ain't checking, but it said how many messages or something he sends a day, right? Or people he's interacting with.
Yeah.
But shoot, if I was really able to keep track, then
see that right there, I could not do like that, addiction or not. I don't even want to talk to the people I talk to every day. Like I just do not be wanting to talk to people. Like it's weird. And I said that the other day. I'm like, well, I posted a meme on my device, but where I'm like, damn, what did it say? I can't remember now. I forgot that quick. Oh, it was like I picked a people-y ass job to not be a people-y ass person. Like, I only want to talk on the phone.
Are you a, I just heard this recently, an introverted extrovert? Is that it?
No, I'm probably extroverted introvert.
Okay.
Cause I think I'm naturally introverted.
Yeah.
Always.
Mhm.
And it's just sometimes I can be an extrovert. Like if I'm very comfortable with somebody, or depending on who it is, my friends or whatever, like I'm cool and outgoing with them, but most people I'm not.
Me too.
Yeah, most people I'm not.
I'm like that. I'm like really, really extroverted with people I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
Like, but singing and stuff, dancing.
Well, this is like the first generation or generations, some of the first generations who's had a phone since birth, just about almost. And what that does to you. And we may find that it's better. We may find that they can deal with it better, the kids, because they've always dealt with it. Sometimes adversity is because it's something new. So we probably struggle with this stuff more than they do. Even though they, all of it, they're saying they see a lot increase in ADHD and stuff like that I do think is more the platforms than just having the phone. I think it's more of the short form stuff and the switching and all that plays into that part. But as far as the damages that just having a phone all the time does to like older people, I think it would be less for younger people that's always had it.
I mean, I don't know all the ins and outs, but I know of some negatives when it comes to younger people, like to where social media is like just it's like kind of like it has to happen. You have to have a presence on social media. It matters.
Oh yeah, that's it. Like it's there's no way, and it's even like that for most of the people, most of the world. Because I know there's companies that only communicate through Facebook and stuff like that. Like, yeah, you almost do have to have it. But yeah, the young people, they
and it affects their self-esteem and
that stuff right there.
And I've even like so much, like you can be embarrassed in front of the whole school. You can be embarrassed in front of more than the whole school. Like I've heard of instances where.
But don't nothing disappear now. Huh? Don't nothing disappear now. That's the thing. Like back when we were in school and got embarrassed, like we got embarrassed and it was in front of the lunchroom or whatever, or maybe the assembly, maybe the whole school. But people forgot about it like a couple weeks later, like whatever. It might be lingering. Maybe that one dude or bully or one girl might say something about it all the time or every now and then, but it was gone. But now is you can watch it. You can watch it every day and post it and do whatever they want with it, make you a meme, do all that stuff. And yeah, so yeah, it's a lot of stuff they do have to deal with.
Yeah, like I've heard of like sex videos of people being put online.
I mean, that's why they try, and the laws don't, I'm glad they have revenge porn laws now, but like it took so long for that to happen, and stuff just moves so fast that it's so hard to get stuff on the books.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that, like having a video of me having sex being put. And then I got to go to school next day.
Yeah, and everybody then saw it. Everybody.
Yeah.
Like that's wild. Like that's terrible.
I think Bill Burr talked about that in his special. He said I'll be watching people clean rugs and
Yeah, like it's interesting. I mean, it's relaxing to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like I watch that. I watch shoe shine videos, the ASMR shoe shine. The dude ain't talking, he just shining up. I watch that shit to relax. Like be watching like for like an hour. Them shits be like an hour long. Just watch them shine the fucking boots.
Mm-hmm.
Like shine somebody's boots. Like that's wild as hell. And I just be sitting. Sometimes I'll be feeling crazy, but it's like super relaxing. It's the most relaxing I've ever been watching them videos.
Mm-hmm.
So I watch them.
Nice.
Yeah, like fuck it.
But like speaking of like, you know, not putting all your eggs in one basket, I just heard a story of this YouTuber. I think his name is Wode Maya. And he was talking about how his YouTube account got hacked and he lost like a million, 1.6 million subscribers.
Damn.
Now eventually he got some help and he was able to get his page back, but that just taught him like not to, you know, not to have all your eggs in one basket.
And it's hard for YouTube because there's no other platform really like YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's other platforms you can use. You can make reels, you can do TikToks, stuff like that. But there's no real other platform like YouTube that got that draw, that got that recognition and the structure, the infrastructure. Like even if something new comes out, and I'm sure there will be eventually, there'll be something new that overtakes YouTube eventually. But right now, it's not. You know, I keep looking for it though, so I can get on there, like so I can be first. That's why I'll be on all these platforms because I'm like, you don't know what's gonna take off. Like some might disappear. Like there's been a few that just disappeared, but some might take off. Listen, Tom had the right idea. MySpace Tom from MySpace. Yep, he sold MySpace for like 500 million. And now he's a photographer. Like he just be taking pictures because you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Sound like it wasn't even his passion. Like,
yeah, I don't know because I think he just scaled it up, and that's what a lot of people do with businesses though. But that's what a lot of people feel like businesses are. You scale them up and sell them to whoever, you know. You make them, scale them. And that's what you're doing it for, to sell it.
Wait, so he sold it. So what happened to it?
It's still around. Like whoever bought it, it's probably a company, probably a hedge fund or something.
So it's like, is
bought
it like
for 500 million?
So is it like they ain't get their money's worth out of it?
I don't know. I don't know what they made from since then, but it stayed around. It been around constantly since he sold it, but it just wasn't. It's not as popular because Instagram came along. Facebook started getting more popular.
So MySpace is still going?
Yeah, MySpace is still around.
You still got a MySpace page?
I don't know. I don't know if the old pages are still there.
You know, when I was watching that episode about the people being addicted to their devices, the lady had like 6 phones. I kind of like envied her. Like, oh man, I would want that, but.
What's the purpose of that? Like, what's the purpose of having 2 phones?
Well, the purpose is like for me, one of the purposes was when one dies, I still have the other one.
Oh, okay.
You know,
well, that's a practical purpose.
Yeah, and then like for me, while I'm driving,
that
like,
wasn't the only reason though, was it?
Huh? No. Like so, I can have when I'm driving, I can have the map up on one.
Oh, okay.
And then I can still have something on the other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did I have any other purposes?
So y'all ain't got built-in navigation?
Oh no, you got to have a GPS. You have to have a GPS and yeah.
So I guess they like.
I could even have a separate device for that, but I use Google. I use
it probably ain't worth it because you can use a phone or tablet.
Well, it is. It would be to have a truck GPS, but I've been okay without it.
So it seems like that you gotta update it and do all that shit. And
the truck GPS,
keep it updated, keep it.
In my experience, I didn't. Well, I see what you're saying.
You should.
Well, I see what you're saying.
Like when you use Google and stuff, this shit constantly updated.
Yeah.
So, you know when shit's closed, you know when some roads change, names change for roads yearly or whatever. So
it must be connected to the internet somehow. Those GPSs.
well, some of them can be
Mm-hmm.
like so you can update them
What truck
periodically.
What truck GPSs? One thing
Is a truck GPS different from regular GPS?
Yeah, one thing they're good for is like you have low clearances.
Oh, so it tell you the
Yeah.
clearances?
Yeah,
But
so
it tell you that on Google, don't it? Or no?
no.
No?
I mean, no. Google is set for like cars. You know, I don't know if.
But I thought they would, because you still got you still got bridges and overpasses that have, signs and
I don't see any notifications or signs that come up on Google for low clearances.
yeah, I mean, I didn't know, but I just know there's signs on the road for that.
Yeah.
So
on
it
the
seems
road,
like it would, so it seems like it would come up on the GPS.
No, I don't.
I know on Waze it does.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll give you can click on there and it'll give you.
But see, what happens with a truck GPS
I don't
is
like Waze though.
instead of showing you a sign,
I use
it
Waze.
won't even route you the way of a low clearance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
So
only
go the other way.
Yeah, it only routes
So
you.
can
to
you
where,
set it what your clearance is, and then it'll
Yeah.
route you around anything
Yeah.
that's lower?
Yeah,
Oh, that's dope.
yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah. Waze might be able to do that, but I don't like Waze because Waze be really taking you the shortest route possible. That bitch will take you through somebody's house if they want.
Mhm.
If it's short,
Mhm.
that shit'll take you through somebody's backyard. Like that should be wild. Some of the roads they be taking you down, so I don't like it.
Mhm.
Cause some of that shit I don't be wanting to go down. Some of them back roads and shit, it be taking you back. No pavement roads, shit like that. Cause it's shorter. Like 5 minutes shorter. Let's go this way. Go through this football field and turn left at the school.
Mhm.
And
I mean,
you're
with
there.
with me, I got like I'm pretty familiar with my route now. So
I was about to say you've been driving so long, you probably know where you going.
And then if I go through a new way, like I just try to keep my eyes like, be aware and look for signs, and and if a road don't look right for me to go down, I just won't go down it. Like like for a tractor trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then I've been lucky. I've been lucky. Like there have been times. There was one time I went this one way, and I got all the way down this road, way down, and there was a low clearance, and there was no clear way to just turn around. So I had to back up a while. I had to back up a while, watch traffic.
I always wondered
corners.
about that.
And then like there was a spot where I could like turn around. But
I be watching the bridge, the can opener. 11'8". I would say 8'7". All right, it's called 11'8".
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. The 11'8" bridge. There's a whole YouTube dedicated to it. But they did everything. They had to put this steel bar up. They had the now they got these lights that blink if you're over. Like they got sensors and shit. Don't nobody be paying attention.
And this a box truck. Like they probably. Oh yeah, that might be as tall as the tractor trailer.
Yeah, that's a big one. But you can get them small ones.
Oh yeah, that's.
And see, it be flashing. People don't be paying attention though.
Yeah, that's
be like, you
somebody
must turn around.
who ain't trained for that.
Yeah, like it'd be like the rental trucks,
Mm-hmm.
the big ones, and the buses. Like they be knocking the air conditioners off the buses, cause the bus can fit, but the air can't. So it'd be knocking them units off. I'm like, yo, I know I wonder if they be getting fired and shit.
I mean, like, how about like put a patrol there, like put some kind of patrol.
I think
there,
they
like,
used to have a cop out there,
Yeah.
and it still wasn't helping. Cause the cop be like, and the people, it's hard for a truck to slow down, so the truck be hauling ass, and by the time they slow down, and like I seen a couple of when they had the cop out there, and the people just stop, and they'd be like, they ain't fuck they shit, the whole shit up, but it's like stuck. So I don't know if they had to back up or what. But yeah, that's crazy. All right, people, we gonna bring this session to a close. I thank you for joining us today. Well, we'll catch you on the next show. Please like, subscribe, share if you're watching this. If you're listening, thank you for listening. Be safe. Be nice to people. Empathy is not a weakness. Peace.
Peace.
You know, life ain't over. Life ain't over. Life ain't over. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want it.